In the last year, I know one of the things that I did, well, it wasn't exactly last year, but, we were still making our own custom thumbnails, and then, we were still doing collabs, just kind of like the usual stuff, right? That's when we started doing the rain worlds, and overall I was really leaning into doing our own stuff, well, like just more or less moving forward. And then I remember, especially here, you can kind of see it happen here. You'd have this sudden jump, like July, suddenly we have this July here, and then nothing for August, September, and it isn't until October. And that's like right in here in this past year, I hit like a really big like mental health thing where like I was really trying to process a lot, and I just fell really behind out of everything. And it was the same with here as well, in on the clip channel, which we made this last year because I wanted to separate the two. I wanted to make like a clip channel because I just didn't know. I just didn't know what the algorithm wanted from me, and it was very, very frustrating. And then, as you can kind of see here, though, I also have not really done a whole lot since like 2025, and I do have plans to pick this back up. And in particular, I plan on doing a month, maybe not monthly, I'm gonna try monthly if possible, where I do a culmination of the clips y'all make in the stream, and then have like a culmination of that, of all those clips in a video on YouTube, just kind of like best clips of blank months, etc. And I already started putting some of that stuff together, but just add that to the list of all the other things I want to do. But overall, that everything seems kind of like par for the course. We continue to collab with different people. We really started liking Peak. Just overall, fun stuff. And then we did the Minecraft server. Oh, that did happen. The Minecraft server collabing with like Melon and like Kai and Kit and all them. That was so fun. That was such a fun time. We've talked a few times as far as doing more, like doing another, especially if we can do like the Minecraft Pokemon stuff. I kind of do, but I want to be able to. I need to be able to make sure I have decent money coming in first before I pay for it, because it's basically Monster Hunter, but you get to tame it, and I love, like, that's my favorite thing to do with taming big giant creatures. No, Piranha. Don't you dare. As if for a monster with the less cutesy style for monsters. Exactly. Like, I want big burly guy, and not like that phrasing. I like monsters be monsters. They're more size accurate. Yeah. It seems like very fun. It seems good. But it's have y'all been having fun with it? Is the question. Do y'all recommend it? Is the question. Good. Oh gosh, the routine was such a good game. I was so happy with that. Got 70 hours so far. Damn, look at you, Piranha. Look at you, my guy. Hell yeah. Yeah, Kadachi, Toby Kadachi. Oh, they're so cute. I love them. Oh, this was also when we did the dinosaur Roblox one. That was also really funny. I want to say a dodo hatching triceratops eggs was some of the hardest I've laughed in a long time at that point. It was so funny. It was so funny. Oh, let me double check to see if the October thing. So the October thing happened, and then I posted every once in a while. And then it would it would skip. And it wasn't until November of last year that I got back on the horse. So from essentially July, August, September, October, November, so for like 5 months, I just didn't really post anything. But I managed to get back on it, and we managed to catch up literally like this week, which is huge. We played Deltarune for the first time. That was big. That was super fun. I made my first edited VOD, and I really, really liked how it turned out. But I have a feeling that that kind of style of highly edited VOD stuff needs to be in its own channel. I don't know if it's going to be the clip channel or what, but I don't think it's meant to be with the VODs. And then also, I want to say, where was it? Because we were making our own, here it is. November 25th. November 25th is when we changed our the different style of doing thumbnails, and honestly, I miss it. I really do miss making our own custom thumbnails for all the stuff. And maybe now that we're caught up with VODs and it's no longer just like a daily thing, and the editing style is now a lot more refined. Because this is also when I changed the way I did VODs. So the way I did things before was that I would stream. Then I would watch through the VOD. So I would go through like 4 hours plus of content on a VOD, and that would take about 2 hours to do. Then by going through them, I would take moments that are like good and or funny, etc. And then I would make short form content out of that. So in total, like I would stream, and then I would spend another like 4 to 6 hours then doing more stream related stuff. And it just was not sustainable. It was sustainable for a long time, but it just, especially after like the summer where everything just fell behind, I couldn't catch up with what we were lagging behind with while still doing it. And to be honest, I do want to, sorry, I just noticed that the charity goal, the Magma rules were still up there. I want to make short form content again. I really like editing. I think it is fun. It was a good time, and I had a lot of fun with the routine one. The routine editing one here, if you haven't seen this one, highly recommend it. I really had a blast making it. And like just the opportunities to make the different customs, like this one for example, I really like this one because it was inspired by the Chucky. There was like a, hold on, let's see if I can find it. It was like a Chucky movie poster. Yeah, this. So I literally took the moment of that, of the like the scissor, I called it like the scissor lady, right? And then just looked at like different movie posters as inspiration to change it to, and it was fun. It was really cool. I had a lot of fun with it. So I would like to get to a point where I'm drawing my own custom things again, but I need to figure out how to get started on short form content again now that I've changed the way I do VODs. Because the way I do VODs now is I essentially just throw it on YouTube, not post-processing from my end. It's raw from Twitch. And then I make sure I have this, it's like live streamed on blah, and then where's a good example? Yeah, like timestamps in the description, and I make sure that there's timestamps for all the important stages on there so that people can get started and skip forward, because it's not edited anymore to remove like that first like 5 minutes of like slowly getting on. And it, like, I've seen it's about the same as far as like retention and all that stuff. It really didn't seem to matter all that much as far as having that stuff up front or not. It was about the same amount of retention, which is to say like none. With the exception with some of the ones that y'all catch up on. VODs don't tend to do well on YouTube, and I completely understand that. That's absolutely fine. But it's still something where it's like, it's an opportunity to grow and learn and develop my skills in kind of a way where it's like, it's not really seen by too many people, but it's why I like experimenting with different things. So finding a good way to do short form content is really what's going to allow us to grow as a community. Not necessarily retention. Retention is all about just treating people like people and, you know, having a good space for people to arrive, which I feel like that we have that really well here. But as far as outreach, that could definitely use some work. So yeah, all that happened. Then what else? What else happened, Idealist? Yeah, the Delta Rune happened, and then we started hanging out with like, I want to, yeah, like Bappy and them. So we started collaborating with like new people. Goblin Cleanup came out. I completely forgot about Goblin Cleanup. Oh, the new Slime Rancher game came out. Or not the game, but the new update came out. So that was super fun. Oh, we got super into Clover Pit. Psychosis happened. We started doing like the Community Day, and then the Cult of the Lamb DLC hit. That was so fun. I loved the Cult of the Lamb stuff. And then with Cult of the Lamb stuff came about, we had a new influx of people that came in because our most famous, our essentially best outreaching short is Cult of the Lamb related. So any Cult of the Lamb stuff that happens are like, people get to see us a lot more. So whenever you see a big influx of like followers, it's usually because that short is doing rounds, and it's just the nature of it. And then we did our first charity event. We did, and honestly, we've done two charity events. We've done the Halloween one for the for the charity. And then we did the week of trans love on Valentine's, and we've met some pretty awesome people through that as well. And that's one of the things that I want to continue doing, is that I want to continue doing charities. I want to continue doing collaborations and meeting new people. And one of my bigger things that I want to do, that's on my like list of things to do this year, is to being a part of other people's communities more. And I think I've done a pretty good job with that for a while. For now, I've really kind of made sure that I was in other people's streams and talking with their community, and having a more of a repertoire between me and other streamers. And I think that's healthy, both as a growth in this channel, but also just being a member of the Twitch community, where it's not just like an offhand comment here and there, or a slight introduction here and there, where it's more of like a reoccurring face that you see. And I think that's pretty important. Let's see, what else happened? I think the charity is really the biggest thing. Everything else seems to be like we're still collaborating with people, we're still playing fun games. We fell off and then we caught up as far as like VOD stuff, and then overall it's just, if anything, I'm gonna say there's more collabs than before, and I want to continue doing that. So with that in mind, that's essentially just the VOD side of stuff, right? That doesn't even include all the other things. And I guess a good example of that would be, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to flash you, Piranha. I apologize. I should have asked that. I just wanted to show the Discord. My bad. I can delete that from the VOD if you want. You just let me know, okay? The one time I'm just like, I'm just gonna pull it up. I'm not gonna turn off the screen display capture. Ugh. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad. Yeah, like we did I talked about this during the art stuff, but we started doing like the magma stuff, and that's been super fun. We just recently started doing movie nights every other Friday, and that's been really fun. And what I plan on actually doing as well is essentially we do like every other Friday has been new movie nights, and then every one that isn't movie nights, I'm gonna try to do like a collab. Like I'm gonna try to collaborate with people, and that'd be like my collab day. And that way, there's like always something going on Fridays for us, either collaboratively or movie-wise. And for those that haven't been on our movie nights for our Discord, I highly recommend. It's been really fun because we saw Velocipasture. That was really funny. That was a wild movie. So we literally saw Velocipasture, and then I forget what was the other one. It was like Hotel Dinosaurs or something. And those two movies were bad movies, but at least Velocipasture never took itself seriously. It was very funny. The Hotel Dinosaurs one was just so bad. It was so painful. It was really, really bad. It was I don't even know. The main heroine did like a decent job at acting, but like no one else did. And oh my god, the kids in that movie were it was a whole thing. But it began with watching the new Netflix special for the dinosaur stuff. And you know, I've been kind of going back and forth as far as like watching shows on Twitch live, and I know we've talked about it before, and you know, maybe we'll get to a better conclusion by this time next year. But yeah, like just having more community stuff, doing more collaborative stuff, I think is really good. And we started doing spoiler streams now, which are all posted. Hold on, let's make sure that just in case I don't flash it. Yeah, they're all posted on Fourth Wall now for members. So like the spoiler stuff is kind of a reward for being members on Fourth Wall. And then they are they're our first attempt at like sub-only streams, which, you know, I went back and forth on because I don't like locking stuff behind like paywalls, and I don't like making it seem like you only have access to things, but I also want to incentivize people to like help support, as well as reward people who are able to do so. And so, you know, we will see how I end up falling in that as far as how I feel about it over time. For now, it's still awkward. Oh, one thing you did miss, Piranha, because with the art one on the last one, unfortunately, because we were so behind on the costumes, I wasn't able to do it in real time. But what I was planning on doing was that I was going to work on and make it live for opening myself for art commissions. So that is something that I am planning on moving forward with, is opening commissions for doing art. And I'm excited to move forward with that, because like there's been so much support from you and other people of the community and other people that I've like you know, I've kind of just met, where they very much damn funny. I know I just want to be I'm just trying to make sure I'm moving. This is like new territory for me. Like, I don't know how to go about as far as pricing, as far as what I want to make available. Do I have stuff to show off what I can do? And it's like finding the right niche for things. So it's more or less just kind of like, okay, so how do I navigate something that's so unfamiliar for me. So I'm moving forward with that relatively soon. Thank you. No, and if it wasn't for you and other people, members of the community, I don't think I would ever. I wouldn't say ever, but it would be a lot longer for me to find the confidence. It is only through y'all's constant support that gives me the kind of push to kind of take that leap of faith in myself. So know that I very much appreciate you and all the support that you give me. So, and you know, that's true for pretty much this whole year. Is that kind of feeling, because it's been a rough year. Like I moved in with my parents. Like we didn't have a whole lot of, like, that was a big move, and I didn't know how things were gonna go. And then there was like the mental health stuff kind of came into a factor once I was able to kind of let my walls down and I kind of got out of survival mode. That's when all of it just kind of hit. And like y'all have been there the whole way, and I really do appreciate that. So, and then like relatively recently with the transition from like this kind of style to the new kind of style of Mama Dodo, and the just overwhelming positive reaction to, like, because I still remember it was I kind of showed off. It was the Cult of the Lamb. So really recently. So within the last year was like the first time I really tried to have like the loaf Mama Dodo, and everyone was just like, "You've really come a long way from when you started." And I like it's really nice to have that kind of perspective, because again, I just don't see it. It's very difficult for me to see, at least for now. Hopefully in the future, maybe I'll never see it. But that's why I like having people to kind of give me that kind of feedback, you know? So, I know that when we watch, which by the way, we're gonna watch the time capsule at midnight tonight. At the end of the stream, and then we're gonna make a new time console that we're gonna put up on the YouTube channel. So look out for that. I already know what's already on there as far as my goals, and I did not meet them. But we've met so many other amazing goals that wasn't even on my radar at the time. And I don't know, it's kind of like we didn't meet what we set out for ourselves, but it just turned out we grew in so many other ways. Like, this year was the year of broadening our horizons with other people, because that was also like, we met some amazing people through like other channels, that from the Rain World community, from the art community, from like so many different people. And it's weird in the sense of just being like, I didn't think that's how I would grow in this way, because I always, as far as especially the things that I want to do in this kind of space, is a lot more like individually project based, where it's like, cool, we're gonna make videos and animations and all this other kind of stuff. Like, doing the whole networking with other VTubers thing was never really something that was like, I need this in order to grow, because that's not the way that I wanted to make content. And yet that's just kind of how it naturally kind of fell, and it's really nice. It's been really nice, and I'm glad I've met all the wonderful people that I've met so far, and continue to meet. Also, you know how excited I am that there's such an avid niche of the dino community who are just feral for more dino stuff. And I'm just like, yes, my people, my god. It's just good. So I don't really know. I'll come up with what we're gonna put in the time capsule later, but as far as I really tackling a lot of what I've been dealing with for the last year, coming through it at the end, you know, taking some breaks here and there, but not anything substantial. Maybe like a couple weeks in order to force myself to rest or whatever, but like it's not like I took a hiatus from streaming. You know what I mean? Even when I was going through it all, I was still like making sure that I was still present to a certain degree. So I'm gonna give myself props to that. I have been fairly consistent, especially with all these videos. As I said, 156 videos posted in a year, all VODs, which means we streamed like 160 times in a year. That's pretty damn good, especially when going through shit, especially like post move and all that other kind of stuff. Like, that's huge. So I want to say a thing, but I can't. But you know, I'm cheering on. Thank you. You can't say things. Well, I'm not gonna make you say things, but I know you're cheering me on. Oh, you're probably doing stuff from work. That's what you're doing. You're probably working, and I appreciate it. And I know y'all can't words. Understandable. Y'all, even if it's just y'all showing up every once in a while, it really does show I'm in a good place. I'm kind of where I and I'm not going to say meant to be. That's kind of giving like fate and destiny and all that kind of stuff, but it gives, that was one of the biggest things, is like, am I even capable of making this a thing, right? And for me, the indicator was like, do people come back? And y'all have been sticking with this for so long. Yeah, and your art's a lot better than you think it is. But you probably see the same shit to me, so it's like, yeah, us like Spider-Man pointing at each other, like, oh, no. And like, and I want to see you continue making good, cool shit. And just like y'all want to see me making some cool shit, and I want to make cool shit. Yeah, look at that. Look at all that follow age stuff, dude. Y'all have been here for close to 2 years. And by the way, what I'm also gonna do this year, you have my word, we're gonna actually celebrate our anniversary for being an affiliate, because the first time around I was just kind of like, who cares? We already celebrated our like 2-year anniversary. Why would I celebrate an affiliate too? And everyone's just like, hey, this is a big deal. You should probably celebrate this. And I'm like, I mean, I guess. I mean, whatever. Like, I had nothing planned. I had zero anything planned. I was just like, you know, we'll just have a normal stream, and then y'all showed overwhelming support for that. So it's really awesome to see, especially like in the years, you know? Yeah. Oh yeah, please do. I would love to see it. So please share. I love your little guy, dude. It's so good. But yeah, I think this has been a really good year. And if the first year was a year of getting my feet in the sand, the second year was the year of kind of like finding myself. It's kind of like getting lost, letting certain things go, finding myself, healing stuff, and then defining it. And I certainly don't think that I found it, but I feel more confident in the unknown, moving forward in the unknown, than I was before. the cement that has always held me back for doing the things that I'm here to do and that I want to do and that is the whole point of me doing this, has loosened its grip a bit. And that feels really nice and really good. And I'm gonna continue wanting to do community, the movie night stuff, and I've been meaning to put out a poll as far as when would be a good time for everybody, because as of right now it's just been the quote-unquote normal, but I should probably make sure that we have a good time for people actually meet up with it. Exactly. Even that's still 2%, still great. That's amazing. And I would say honestly the same on my end. Like, I don't think I would have normally been in like other people's like communities and really try to connect in a way that I've been doing in the last few months, if it wasn't for, I don't know, for all of this, you know? So, well, I don't really know what this means for the future of it. I know there's probably certain stuff that I am completely missing that we did that was super cool. The VODs were just the first place I looked to because I'm just like, it's the literal history of what we've done. And I'm definitely gonna look at what I did last time and I'm gonna be like, oh, I did it so much better last time. But yeah. Yeah. Should we? Is that it? Is that it as far as recap? Probably. The next bit, or the next hour break, we're gonna be doing a updated tier list for Mama Dodo stuff. So I don't want to do that because that is also something. You didn't need your Steam on my table. So you're saying if I don't give it to you, then you won't be doing it by 12 p.m. 12 p.m. Can it wait till tomorrow after stream? Or do you want it before the end of stream today? All I know is that after the stream today, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna take. Well, I'm not gonna be able to take a shower, but I'm gonna pass out for like 10 hours before the end, or when you have time. Okay.